Oh, drat. I was driving along minding my own business when that vulgar leech hit my Beamer with his pickup truck. I fear I've fractured my clavicle.
I say, old boy, don't simply put it in the hands of your insurance company to sort it out. Talk with a dedicated row of solicitors at the Advocates Law Firm.
Pipe down, you old sod. The Advocates will see your case through to the bitter end and won't sleep a fortnight until they have victory in their grasp.
Jolly good, old man. Jolly good indeed. You get injured, the Advocates get results. AdvocatesLaw.com.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Hey, Ola, it's Miles. Thank you guys for listening to the Men's Room Daily Podcast.
Have you heard our newest podcast? It's called The Greatest Story Never Told.
Download it today on radio.com. Be sure to subscribe. New episodes are uploaded every Tuesday at noon.
Somebody out there deserves to be recognized. And the Men's Room knows just who it is. So to you, we say, bottoms up, sailor. You're the toast of our shot of the day.
Drink time it is, and as usual, we head to the drink desk and Stephen Throwhill to find out who we're toasting.
Yes, indeed, and today we toast an unidentified man from somewhere here in the U.S. Here's his story in a nutshell. He was spotted in the parking lot of a big department store, but he was in the parking lot pacing, twitching, and slobbering uncontrollably. So somebody called the police, assuming that he's ODing. Well, when police approached him and asked what the situation was, he drooled, he slurped, and he mumbled incoherently. Well, the police put him in their car, but they called an ambulance. That way the ambulance can transport him to the hospital for a possible drug overdose. Now, when he arrived at the ER, he still could not speak. He kept slobbering. Doctors actually gave him a shot to calm him down, but it didn't work. He continued to foam at the mouth. He kept twitching. But otherwise, he actually seemed somewhat lucid. The doctors are like, his behavior seemed very drug-induced, but when you looked into his eyes, clearly somebody was home trying to communicate, but he just couldn't do it. And eventually, authorities were able to track down his wife, and that was a good thing, because his wife had actually been sitting in the car in the parking lot of the store and did not realize that her husband had been taken away in an ambulance. So she's worried about him, trying to figure out where he's at. But the wife explained what happened. You see, her husband was not on drugs. He was suffering from a really, really bad toothache, and he went to the store to buy Oragel or something equivalent. Unfortunately, before he went to the store, he tried to soothe his pain by using a penis-numbing gel on his gums. And that's why he was incoherent and slobbering. As the man later recalled, quote, when doctors found out I'd used prolonging gel to numb the pain, they didn't even try to hide their laughter. In fact, it echoed. So today we toast them and we make the side note, if you have a toothache, do not use the last longer gel on your gums. It doesn't work. He said it caused more pain than his toothache in and among itself. But he kept foaming at the mouth, and he started twitching because he's having an adverse reaction. He understood every word everyone was saying to him. He knew everyone thought he was on drugs. He just could not say anything.
Jesus.
Once they found out the problem, he also added that he was in the hospital for 24 hours, and that every single nurse that worked at that hospital during that shift came down to visit him at least once because everyone wanted to see the guy that put the penis gel in his mouth.
Why? If you numb it, then you wouldn't be able to feel anything.
That's why it's supposed to last longer. But your penis is less sensitive than your gum, so you kind of up the dosage, if you will, right? He's not. Right. I understand where he was at in principle, but he put the stuff on his gums thinking, all right, just a temporary fix till I get to the store. And apparently from the time it took them to drive from home to the store, it was on.
Jesus.
So let that be a life lesson. We pour this booze and we drink this booze because we think it's yummy.
Yummy.
So over the tongue and down the throat to party in our tummies. Down the hola bichola.
The Men's Room presents Profile This.
Hey, Stephen Throwhill, can you please tell everyone how Profile This is played?
I sure can, Miles. It's a simple game where we share with you a real-life news story, something that happened right here on planet Earth. And as you listen to the story, based on the stereotypes you believe to be true of people and the decisions that people make, we'll ask you what it is you think makes the story a story. Hello, John. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Johnny, there.
Hello. Hey,
Hola.
I'm here.
Okay.
Hola. All right, John, you understand how this here game is played?
I do.
Fantastic. So you know already you have your choice of one of three stories. We have The Wonderful World of Drugs. We have Bite Me. In other words, what did someone find in their food? And finally, Interior Decorating, where you guess the foreign object that ended up on the inside of someone.
Bite me. Bite me.
Bite me.
I assume that's the category and you're not just angry at me. All right. Here is your story. Weird Al and his flowing curly locks. All right, we go to Hudson Valley. In Hudson Valley, a man is claiming that his chalupa that was purchased in Poughkeepsie had a little something extra inside of it. On Saturday, Jason Jerd visited Taco Bell on Main Street in Poughkeepsie. Now, after placing his order at the drive-thru, the 31-year-old man, he left with his meal, not realizing that his order contained something extra. Now, after opening his chalupa, Jason says he was surprised to find a little something inside. He photographed the item, tweeted it to Taco Bell Corporation to find out what was going on. Now, he says he believes the item unknowingly fell into his meat. If so, wouldn't be the first time it happened. According to a Reddit post 2 years ago, shows a similar object being stuck inside of a Taco Bell burrito. But it's good to know that Taco Bell is keeping things fresh, but getting one of these items in your chalupa, probably not the best way to advertise the restaurant's commitment to quality. He has not received a response from Taco Bell thus far. The question is, what did he find in his Taco Bell chalupa? Did he find a crumpled receipt, a nameplate, a Band-Aid, or a paperclip? So receipt, nameplate, Band-Aid, or paperclip?
Wow. Okay. Nameplate, Band-Aid, paperclip, or the receipt. Well, they have the receipts probably printed over the top of the food counter, like any restaurant. That could be.
I mean, any of these are reasonable. I mean, I've worked in enough restaurants where all of these things at some time and ended up in someone's food.
Yeah, exactly. I've worked in plenty of restaurants too.
And sometimes it's by accident.
I think I'm going to go with nameplate, like a name tag that you'd wear on your uniform.
It says Miles.
Yeah, I'm going to go that. That way you knew exactly whose it was. That's why I'm sure he goes, it's an accident. Look at this.
Right.
So you're going nameplate, fell off their shirt, and into the
chalupa.
Into the chalupa, right.
Did you say it was in Poughkeepsie, New York?
Yeah, Poughkeepsie, New York.
Ooh, I know that town well. Go Red Foxes.
Damn.
Maris is there.
Okay. What do you think, Ted?
Let's see.
What was it?
I'm thinking receipt.
You're going to go receipt?
Right, the receipts, the nameplate, the Band-Aid. What was the other one?
Paperclip.
Ooh, I'm going paper.
I'm going to go nameplate. And, John, you're going to stick with receipt, huh?
Yeah, that's what me and my lady are thinking.
Okay. All right, final answer. We're going to find out what was in the chalupa. Was it a receipt, a nameplate, a Band-Aid, or a paperclip next?
That was a tease.
Well, great balls of fire, Bubba. What happened, Buford? That crazy son of a Sal blew right through that four-way stop of Main Street and plowed into my cowboy Cadillac.
Your what?
My pickup truck. And I'm pretty sure my leg is broken, Ted.
Oh, quit your bitching, Buford, and talk with those side busters at the Advocates Law Firm. When I got busted up last month, well, shoot, they made sure those snakes at the insurance company played fair.
Boy, howdy. Even that creepy so-and-so Kyle earned his keep.
So if you get injured, the advocates get results. AdvocatesLaw.com.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
Profile this takes us to New York. The category is Bite Me. A man is claiming that his chalupa Taco Bell had something inside of it. He took a bite, then took a pic and tweeted that pic out. He believes that it must have fallen into his meat. Question is, what fell into his meat? Was it a receipt, a nameplate, a Band-Aid, or a paperclip?
And, John, that is a question we asked you. Let us start with D. Ted Smith, also known as a Pretty T. Was it Pretty T?
Pretty T.
Also known as Pretty T. Pretty T, you said paperclip. Oh, I'm sorry. Not a paperclip.
Ouch.
Yeah. Miles, you guessed a nameplate. I did. Oh, I'm sorry, Pretty M. No.
What did this guy
And then,
guess?
John, you went with the receipt. You said you and your wife both agreed that it's a receipt?
Well, actually, you know what? After I spoke, she said a Band-Aid.
So you want to officially change it?
I went with receipt. That was my final answer. My girlfriend said Band-Aid.
Well, tell your girlfriend she's a moron, because you're right.
Oh, there you go, John.
It was, in fact, a receipt.
Very good.
Yeah.
I know we're not supposed to let him change, but he laughed at me. I was going to let
him change it.
Let him change it.
Why not?
But his laugh at you was the kind of laugh that's weird and funny. He sounds like an animatronic thing you put over the mantle near Christmas.
Somebody needs to WD-40 that machine.
Now for all TV news all the time, it's time for TV Time with Ted.
And now, because your pathetic life is confined to countless hours in front of a talking box, the Men's Room presents TV Time with Ted.
All right. Your choices today are the Jimmies.
Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Fallon.
Seth Meyers.
Seth.
Trevor Noah.
Ooh.
Or Ted Smith.
Is it Ted or is it late night?
It is right there in the title. All these guys are teams of talented writers help them come up with their monologues each and every night. It is up to you to determine, is this an actual late-night joke, and from whom, or could it be a The Ted Smith original?
The Florida state governor has decided the Miami Dolphins can have full capacity at their 65,000-seat stadium. Now, the only question is, will anybody actually show up?
Ted Smith.
Ted Smith.
Yeah.
Like I said, did the Dolphins even know that people weren't allowed in the stadium?
He did it for all three stadiums. Governor came out today and said Tampa, Jacksonville, and Miami can go full capacity.
So in other words, Tampa will go full capacity.
They might.
They got Tom Brady. That's why. And it's Florida.
Apple is now suing a recycling company in Canada for not destroying the phones and products and reselling them. Apple was like, hey, reselling the same phone over and over is our thing.
Fallon. Yeah, Jimmy Fallon.
That's Jimmy Fallon.
Apple is now involved in a pretty interesting lawsuit. Listen to this.
Apple is suing a former recycling partner in Canada for allegedly not doing its job. Apple claims the recycling company actually resold more than 100,000 iPhones, iPads, and Apple Watches that it was supposed to destroy.
Apple was like, hey, reselling the same phone over and over is our thing.
Is that illegal? I mean, just the idea, like, I don't know, I dig through someone's trash, you're throwing out whatever you're throwing out. I decide to clean it up, fix it up, and then sell this thing.
I don't know that it would be for me or you, but they hired the company to get rid of it.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah. You know me. Lawyer stuff.
I know.
The billionaires of the world have seen their wealth rise more than 25% since the pandemic hit.
How did that happen?
But why would we actually tax them? Let's just argue about our own tax rate on Facebook.
The Ted Smith.
Trevor Noah.
Ted Smith.
Ted Smith.
Yeah. Bezos. Bezos is
Bozos.
I'm Jeff Bezos. Yeah. Keep arguing with your friends, though. British Prime Minister Boris Johnson.
Johnson. He's got a huge Johnson.
Boris Johnson.
British Prime Minister Boris Johnson pledged that all homes in England will be powered by wind in 10 years instead of how England's are currently powered by quiet resentment.
Seth Meyers.
Yeah, Seth Meyers.
Yeah, that's Seth.
British Prime Minister Boris Johnson pledged that all homes in England will be powered by wind in 10 years instead of how homes in England are currently powered by quiet resentment.
But when the wind stops blowing, your power goes out.
Jesus God.
What about the summer?
Cancer. The birds.
A new study just came out that said dogs are not hardwired to care about human faces, and they can't tell the difference between the front and back of human heads. Yes. These are the scientific breakthroughs we want right now.
My dog's an idiot. That's basically what you told me. Hey, man. Hey, I'm not looking at you.
Jimmy Fallon.
Huh.
A new study just came out that says dogs aren't hardwired to care about human faces, and there's no part of their brain that can tell the difference between the front and back of humans' heads. Yes. These are the scientific breakthroughs we want right now.
Here's a good story for you. The NBA was doing their bubble in Disney World, right?
Yeah.
In Orlando. Disney World has all the facilities, this and that.
And no employees to clutter the place up.
So Russell Westbrook of the Houston Rockets, he left his housekeepers an $8,000 tip.
Damn.
Okay.
Yeah, because, it's still basically a hotel, so I think they were changing the room all the time for
That's
him.
awesome, man.
Right. Now, the good part is he left him 8 G's. The bad part is, there's somebody else that was like, man, I thought 500, I was going to look great.
Yeah. I put a 20 on the counter.
Meanwhile, Russell Westbrook's like, yo, dog, I've been looking for that $8,000.
Dude, I'm with you. If I leave a 20 in a hotel, I feel like I'm very generous.
Yeah. And plus the fact that anymore with COVID, depending on how many nights you're there, they're not going to come in there.
Right, and they were there for months on end.
Yeah, this is a one-shot deal. Typically for most people who go and have to stay in a hotel now.
Yeah.
So you're not getting your towels, you're not getting your sheets cleaned. And not that you need that every night. You don't live like that every day. No one
Hell
does.
no.
So, but, at the same point in time, it's not like they're going in there every day and having to clean up after your crap.
Is housekeeping programmed to only enter your room when you're in the shower?
Yeah, see, that's my issue. I need
housekeeping,
towels.
Give me a second. Just hang on.
When I'm at a hotel, especially the last one I stayed at, had a nice big shower. I was showering 2 or 3 times a day.
Sure. Well, then they put a little sign there like, we are a green company. If you could reuse your towel. They don't need to say that. Just like, could you please just act like you're at home? Use the towel a couple times. You know what I'm saying?
Of course. And trust me,
It hasn't been there for 9 months.
Right, exactly.
I use it every time. But I do use an obsessive amount of soap.
The only thing I would ask, can you not use the white towels? Please do not use white towels, because every time I dry myself off, I'm like, I'm filthy. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's just me, or is it like, why is there so much brown on that towel?
Yep.
Damn it, man. We need to. Then I'm embarrassed from the company. I swear to God, I don't feel that dirty.
What is bleeding?
Right. Exactly. Oh, we got it. Do we want to roll a little Van Halen here?
Yeah.
Are we ready to go? Okay, we talked about this yesterday on the Shot of the Day. One of the more legendary moments in KISW history, 50 years of history almost at this point in time, was the time that Van Halen came to town and took over the KISW studios.
Yeah.
They did not know those guys were coming. They had put out a request maybe a few weeks before the band was supposed to appear in Seattle. Either way, no one at the radio station knew that Van Halen was going to show up. Steve Slayton was on the air in the afternoon at this point in time when 4 limousines pulled up, each with each member of Van Halen and a police escort. And then Van Halen came into the studio with strippers and other associates and friends, basically took over the entire radio station. We have since been able to get some of the audio from this, thanks to the late Kathy Faulkner, and we have some of the experience, as we would say, I guess, is the best way to describe this. It is just absolute insanity. But this goes back some 40 years. And in honor of Eddie passing away yesterday at the age of 65, let's go back in time to 1980. Damn.
This is Van Halen. And whenever we're in town, we like to get down with FM 100 KISW here in Seattle. All right. I play drums on my time off. All right. What, you can't hear nothing on that mic. A KISW exclusive, a live version of 2001. Van Halen. Right. Yeah. Talking to you on the airwaves, right here in your ear. Great to see you guys. So what was it like down in Los Angeles this past weekend? Yeah. Hey, a lot of our listeners called tonight and said, hey, they saw you down there Sunday, and it was just, Did we get a good review? Oh, good review. Yeah, there you go. I'm holding up this bottle. It has a black label for the first listener who can call in and say what it's going to do today when he gets to the bottom of the label will get a free Van Halen record. I'm starting now.
All right. Let's take some calls. Can we take Stroma?
All right. Who do we have on there? We have a lovely Ginger on the line.
Let's try out the Peter principle.
Ginger, are you there?
Yeah, I am.
Well, all right, Ginger. Now there you are.
Yeah, I'm trying to go to your guys' concert, but I got in trouble. So.
What happened?
Oh, not going to school.
Oh.
But I'm gonna get there, even if I do get kicked out of the house. You guys are excellent.
All right.
I saw you guys in Spokane last year.
And it was all right?
Yeah, I saw you at McDonald's. I don't know if you remember one night. Told you guys you had nice asses.
Yeah, well, so what, you going to come down to the show tonight, huh?
Oh, try tomorrow night.
Yeah, you going to come by the backstage door?
If you want me to, I will.
Because we have highly trained security personnel who can pick out people to come backstage. And they make routine sweeps about every 15 minutes past the backstage door just to make sure we haven't missed anybody. Yeah.
Are you guys partying?
We're partying hardy, darling. Are you?
Yeah.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
They're partying, drinking Black Velvet and everything. Yeah, my friend.
Have you ever tasted Black Velvet?
Yeah.
Of course I have. Ginger's going to come down tonight and let us all have a little taste of Black Velvet.
Come get me.
Do we have a call in there?
This sounds like a lady, is it?
Yeah, I'm a lady.
And what's your name, hon?
Carrie.
Carrie? Are you coming by the show tonight, beautiful?
Yep.
Yeah?
I'll try.
You're gonna try? What time are you gonna be there? What time are you gonna be there?
Probably about 7.
Eastern Standard Mountain Pacific time? Your time or my time?
What's the one question you wanted to ask Van Halen? Probably the hottest rock and roll act in the universe today. Go ahead.
What is your question?
I don't know what to ask.
Okay, let's take one more question. I think we got time for one more call, don't you?
7:05.
What color's an orange? Don't you really? I mean, you guys are busy. You got a hectic schedule.
Yes.
You're making mega bucks, but I think we got time for one more question.
Now, let's have it. Who is this?
Hi. Lisa.
This is Lisa?
Yeah.
Is this the one who sent me the letter?
No.
I'd like, Lisa, I'm going to read you part of a letter from another person here, another Lisa. No, it says, since I saw you here in Seattle last April, there's been this growing lust inside of me, and it drives me crazy sometimes. How I can look and cream and see you all but nude, and all I can do is look. I can't stand it. Let's see, now let me go down here. I'm sure you get all these letters all the time from girls craving your body and wanting to boop your guts out.
Is that you?
Yeah, that's me.
Well, I'll tell you what, you come by our hotel this evening and you can boop my guts.
Hey, what about the offer you gave the last caller?
What was that? Oh, that was a 25-minute one.
25 minutes. The little 25-minute
rendezvous. 25 minutes, spell that word, and name me all the individual members of Kansas, Styx, and Chicago. On the second Tuesday of next week. All right. Yes, indeed. They're getting the idea out there in this place. You hear that? Every single one of them calls up and starts going,
Well, let's have it for one last time, huh?
Right.
KISW, Seattle's best rock. Everybody, you too, Lisa. You ready?
Seattle's best rock!
We've got some crazy nuts in here, man. Wow, they are shot from cannons.
Bulleted than a faster speeding.
Those guys.
Speedier than a tall building.
Oh!
holding single leaps.
Those guys are crazy nuts.
And a bounding bullet.
They are crazy nuts. Now get them out of here.
Yes,
they are crazy nuts.
This is Van Halen, friends, Diamond David Lee.
Eddie Van Halen? How your pal?
Oh, yes, it's that wonderful, wacky, wild world of those colorful cut-up keys once again on your radio.
All right, I like.
Hello? Take the radio and put it against your stomach. Feel the sound of my voice. Feel the sound of my voice as it travels up your spine directly to your mind.
Okay, Brenda, you're there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Give it to us. What do you want to talk to Van Halen about this afternoon?
I'm not sure what I want to talk about.
You're not?
I want him to sing Ice Cream Man to me.
You want him to sing Ice Cream Man? Come on, Brenda, you can do better than that.
We're going to give you a free hour of your favorite anything with any member of the band right now. You have 5 seconds to decide.
Oh, I know who already.
Who?
Alex. Okay, where do I go?
Well, what is it that you want a free hour of?
I just want him to sing to me.
And we'll get him ready. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm the singer, but Alex will hum for you. Do you hear drums? Beam up, Scotty. No sign of intelligent life down here.
Who's this?
This is Julie. Hi.
Hi. This is Brenda again.
I'm going to get trumpet tomorrow night.
What song do you want to hear tomorrow night?
Dance the night away.
Dance the night away for you, honey. Sorry, we're only playing it tonight.
Oh. Thank you
We're going
for
to
calling.
be playing all Cheap Trick songs tomorrow night.
Talk Rock, you're on the air. Live with Van Halen. Who are we talking to?
Curtis Feedy.
Who?
Curtis Feedy.
Curtis Feedy.
All right, I had that once. I caught it in South Africa right outside of Johannesburg, man, and they had to put leeches on me to draw it out, you know. But other than that, how you feeling, bro?
Pretty good.
All right. You coming to the show tonight or tomorrow?
No, I couldn't get tickets.
Oh, man.
Wow.
Well, are you a Van Halen fan? Are you a rock and roller?
Well, I like Van Halen.
All right. You know, rock and roll is a lifestyle, man. Can you tell? Can you see what I'm holding up here? This is part of our lifestyle. That's right. Don't spill that.
Okay, Curtis, what do you want to talk about, you crazy nut?
Can I talk to Eddie?
You betcha. Eddie, you're on the Rock
705. This is Ed.
Eddie. Yeah, can I, what's your favorite guitarist?
David.
Benny Goodman.
Benny Goodman.
Orange Welch.
What's your favorite act? Do you got a favorite act?
Oh, my favorite guitar, Dave's the one he plays for Ice Cream Man.
All right, you're on the air with Van Halen.
David Lee.
Yes, sir. What's happening?
How's Gazzari's?
Gazzari's, no. That was a club that we played, 4 or 5 years ago. We used to... Showing up, we used to play the dance contest, you know, and used to do all that nonsense. And then we got thrown out of there, and we got thrown out of the Pasadena school system, and we got thrown out of there. And that's why we're here in this little room with a microphone right in you, bro, right now. All right. All right. You going to be rocking with us tonight? All right. Is that your girlfriend or you, man? This is Van Halen on KISW.
There you go, Van Halen, live on FM 100 from 1980.
They sounded sober.
Yeah. They're having a great time in there, weren't they?
Yeah.
I know. Those were the days.
Strippers, good times. You are listening to The Men's Room.
Hey, all the Macholas, thank you so much for listening to the Men's Room podcast.
And thanks to our pals at the Advocates Law Firm for being great partners. Yes, even you, creepy Kyle.
Seriously, though, if you'd been injured as a result of somebody else in your car, on your bike, walking across the street, talk to our friends at the Advocates Law Firm and let them help you out.
Yeah, they're the best injury lawyers around, and they want to make sure that you're not taken advantage of. Plus, your first consultation is free.
It's simple. You get injured, the advocates get results. Contact them today at advocateslaw.com.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Thrill. Now, let's see what's happening in the real world.
All right, here we go. CNN reporter battles the raccoon before going live on the air. Meanwhile, golfing is hard enough, but being gored by an elk on 17, just not fair. Oklahoma jail accused of being inhumane after playing baby shark on a loop. Sperm donator has enough children running around for a field to field a troop. And a man puts up dad's jokes every day in yard to lighten up with the whole COVID thing. It is time for your headline.
Now, it's time to hit the headlines. Here's my call.
All right, top story. We go to Oklahoma, where correctional officers are facing charges of inhumane discipline after going rogue with some of the inmates. The allegation is that the officers would bring one of the inmates into the attorney visitation room, handcuff them behind their backs, and secure them to the wall in a standing position. The officers would then play Baby Shark on a loop for roughly 2 hours before releasing the inmate.
What do they think is the worst part? You know, to me, having to stand there and all that kind of crap. I've never heard the Baby Shark song. I am very aware of how annoying apparently it is. I don't need to. Look, I'm at the age, well, I'm not at the age right now. My kids are at the age right now where annoying music, I have finally learned how to tune it out.
Sure.
Because every single thing that they watch comes with the worst possible soundtrack. And my daughter sings literally if she's awake.
But they are probably old enough to not be huge baby shark people.
Right. I'm sure it would drive them. I mean, look.
But look, if you're a Nationals fan, like, their players, like, they played it in the park every night when they won the World Series. It was like a huge thing. People, if you go to Washington, D.C., people love Baby Shark.
Shark. I'm with you, though. Standing there for 2 hours is already rough. I mean, I've stood in here for 2 hours before, and it wears on you a little bit.
Sure.
But then the Baby Shark on the loop, and I get it's for 2 hours, but I doubt there's a clock. I doubt that they know that it's going to be 2 hours long. That's going to play a psychological game on you.
Absolutely.
That's the main thing. I mean, just those songs can be annoying, but hearing it over and over, and you have no idea when it's going to end.
Exactly.
What would be the worst song for you? For me, it's A Small World After All, which I know sounds trite, but there's a reason everyone says it. That song is that annoying. Or the Barney song, the theme to Barney. Like, that actually makes me angry.
Yeah, Smashing Pumpkins for me.
You bear my knee.
No, get me out of this wide room.
What do you want to know? I'll tell you, man.
Please, turn him off.
In other news, down in California, residents of a town are being warned about scammers in the area trying to weasel people out of money. We covered this a little bit earlier. The pair are going about the neighborhood claiming to be with the local high school football team, claiming to be raising monies for them. The ruse was disrupted when the two unwittingly knocked on the wrong door. The door of one of the coaches. The coach then called them out right then and there on the spot, and they fled the scene.
That is funny, though. They knock on the door, they're like, sir, we play for the whatever football team. And I love the quote, we're working very hard, sir. You know, the guy's like, bro, not only am I a teacher at the school, I'm one of the coaches on the team. You don't play on the team.
But then they doubled down. They're like, no, we're running backs for the team. He's a coach, dude.
If you're going to pick a position that you think might fly under the door, that a coach might not know that you're on the team, either lineman or, but not running back.
Punter, long snapper.
Yeah, I'm the long snapper.
Yeah, right?
Oh, my apologies, son. What can I do for you?
Right. There's a man in the...
I had a buddy that was the long snapper, and he didn't even try out his senior year, but the first long snapper got hurt, and they were like, literally the coach once was like, you don't got to practice. Like, we just need you to snap the ball.
Right.
Just show up on Saturday afternoon.
Just be there,
snap
please.
The damn ball.
No one can touch you. Just get the ball to the game.
There's a man in the UK that has revealed his particular profession, a pro sperm donor.
Okay.
The man has sired. The man has sired a good handful of donations over the years and goes on in an interview to talk about the different types of services that he offers. Goodness. He's helped some same-sex couples as well as couples that have difficulty conceiving in 3 different ways. Artificial, which is the traditional no-contact form of donation. Partial, which is purely sex. And natural, which is the whole first aid package.
Like I said, I just hand him a sock, be like wringing out over a bowl.
God.
I want you to come in, but I want to watch.
He said he's had that. He's had partners that are either in the room or waiting on the other side of the door.
Look, yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to do my job, and like any job, if you're staring at me, it makes me uncomfortable.
That to me is a power move. All right. You wait out there.
Well, I do what I got to do.
There's another name. I'm not sure it's Power Move.
Power move. Fair, Ted. Fair. Gentlemen, I've heard of people riding out on the sand dunes with all manner of off-road toys and even trucks. I've also heard I've seen personally people that have been so stuck in the sand that they've actually needed a tow to get out. But there's a news story out of Australia of a young man that brought his car out onto the sand and managed to get it stuck. So that's why there's video of a truck attempting to tow the Maserati out of the sand.
It's a Maserati, man.
It's a Maserati.
On a beach.
But due to it not being a professional at the craft, the tow job was so bad that the front bumper was completely ripped off in the process.
There's a sedan. It's low to the ground already. Like, you don't have clearance. It's not a truck. It's not an SUV. I don't know if Maserati makes an SUV. It's not what you think it is.
No, it's a Maserati.
It looks like,
It's the Maserati you think it is.
It is. That's exactly what it is.
Except Sandy.
And that is it for headlines. With that, Mike Hawkins.
With Ted's meat today.
I don't get
Yes, indeed.
Jesus.
It's all true. In the meantime, tweet me all about this bitch. Until tomorrow, please do what you do best. And for Letha's sake, stay beautiful.
The Men's Room has been taped before a live studio audience. Wardrobe and makeup provided by Mantastic Limited. This has been a presentation of the Men's Room Radio Network. Oh, man! A Double Flush production.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.